So here's the GameStop, and I really do this. I mean, I put my feet to the fire. This is GameStop. This is the chart that Mike and I put together for the April 24th show. And lifted it right from the show notes and pasted it here. Here's the wedge that we talked about, I talked about, and here are the volume confirmation points that really drove me to this. The volume was picking up on the up days and receding on the down days. And even though you had this monstrous move to 483, it looked like it was coiling for a move. Now, it could have broken down, and I left that possibility open, but it felt like, given the volume, we were going to the upside. So underneath this here on the show notes, you can see the link that Mike carved out. 26,000 plus views. We clearly hit a nerve, and I laid it all out there for everybody to see, and I'm doing it again. Here you go. This is what I said. I've done it, so it's not bragging. Next, GameStop. This is May 25th. 209.43. I harped on the 212 level on that first video that was so popular, and the reason being that we had a line across there that served as a gap and as a prior low that it looked important to me. And so we started going up, the volume started picking up, the relative strength is as good as it gets, 99, and so that's the data point from May 25th. Now, here's May 26th to the moon, 242.56 from 151. So, I mean, that's a pretty good move. What is that, 60% in a month? A little more than a month? And so it's all right here. And you know, I'm summarizing it here, but you can go back and look at the videos. The wedge lasted longer than I thought it would. It got very long in the tooth. But here on April 26th, this took off to the moon, 242 on big volume. Next is the weekly chart from just this past week, just to put it all in context. And it's good to zoom out. I usually go weekly first and daily when I'm going through my 1,700 plus charts, and I just did that. But here's GameStop at 222 to end the week, and it's a pretty nice chart. It's a base. The volume is doing exactly what you want it to do. So if you're a GameStop holder, you got to be pretty happy. You know, unless you top ticked it at 483, you're probably making some money. And if you're listening to us, I hope you made some money. So now here we are. This is the daily as of right now. This is GameStop again. It picked up. Look at this arrow, and please go to the YouTube channel if you're now listening to this as you walk the dog or work out. Broke out on 2 times volume, which is exactly what you want to see. That 212 level that I harped on was taken out, and the wedge worked to the upside. Now it did what you would expect it to do. It hit 265 resistance, and this is for your direct question, GS. 265 resistance, which is a prior close that looked like a logical place to pause. And you go from 151 to 265, you've got a reason to pause. It's like doing sprints. So it hit that resistance, pulled back. I am not a hodler. Hold on for dear life. But if you are, I would suggest that you would follow what I did with the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust when you have huge moves like this. Take out your original investment, especially if you're in at the, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Take out the original investment, giggle to yourself a little bit, and pat yourself on the back, and now watch these levels. Okay, GS, this is what I'm talking about now. 348.50 is this prior high after the monstrous spike to 483. I think that's going to be a little tough to go through. We're going to have to, build another launch pad, if you will, to use the to the moon analogy. But frankly, there were not a lot of transactions here. Most of the action happened below this 265 level. So it's going to get easier and easier. I can't believe I'm saying this. Easier and easier to get through these levels as we go forward. You can see it on the chart. There aren't people there. There aren't too many people that were bag holders buying from here to 348.50. They just weren't. They're probably just guys who were short that covered out of desperation, and they're gone. And so anyway, 483 is the next level, and frankly, that's the zenith. That's the top tick of this whole crazy situation. I can't fathom a fundamental catalyst that gets there. I keep talking about waking up on a Monday, or on a Tuesday in this case. Most of the deals happen over the weekend, where they hire a CEO that makes everybody drool. They find a digital asset that they can merge with or SPAC with that makes them epic to the sequel. And that's the only thing I can think of, and my powers of imagination fail me at that point, really. A short squeeze of any magnitude is much less likely here because we've had the weekend in Greenwich that I talked about. Meaning, if you watch Billionaire, you go to the pristine office where Steve Cohen or somebody else is up on the top floor. He taps the risk manager on the shoulder and says, "Hey, anything that's got a potential for gamma squeeze to do the same thing that they did to Melvin, you get that exposure down yesterday." And it happens, and it's happened, and you see the short interest come down from 140% of the outstanding to something like 10, 15, 20. I forget the number right now, but it's way, way down, and it should be. So, GS, I hope this helps. I welcome your future questions. If I can elaborate on this, DM me, tweet me, whatever, and I'll respond in kind.